What's going on, everyone? Sean here with Unearthed Treasures. Rainy day here in California, so it was good to try and find some inventory when we're short on funds. Fortunately, I had 2 death pile boxes from a storage unit I had gotten, where I had gotten about 3 storage units in a week. So I was unable to get to it, forgot about it. So I'm going to pull out the items out of this one now, show you guys what it's like to process a storage unit. And what did we find? This storage unit, just to give you a little bit of a backstory, I got for $10. There was a lot of things like leather making equipment. There was photography and other like 3 boxes of really good rock records out of that unit. So now I'm gonna look in here. I think they're mostly photography based, but let's find out together what we got inside. Some type of lamp vase. This is called a lens board. Photography. What do we got here? Oh, this is part of that lamp, I think. Let me know in the comments if this lamp's worth anything. We'll look it up in a second too. Got an old Kodak camera here. Not sure if it's worth money or not. It's called a Brownie Target 616. This is an old pair of headphones, silence headphones, Silencio. So, looks like it's never been opened, but that's not necessarily usually the case. Just could have been resealed. I don't know what kind of cord or device this is. It's got a kind of a metal detachment down here, like it heats something up, an old style plug, but no clue what that is. I would say a lot of times in this business I have no clue what I'm touching. It's a lot of learning, a lot of researching, so a lot of time spent trying to find out what resells and what I should let go for a low price or just take to the landfill. This is a Clover Needlecraft ink, model MCI 900. Again, not sure what this is for. We'll look that up later. 2 old VHS. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones. I don't think these are the ones everybody's seeking out. Some of the older ones with certain black back cover. More photography, stainless steel reel. Looks like we got Deadwood CD set here. Let's see if it's all in there. So far, looks good. Alright, anybody watch Deadwood? I have several Deadwood in the box, it seems. First, second, and third season, so that'll probably be a lot on eBay to see who wants to catch up on their Deadwood. It usually doesn't go for very much, but it goes for more than what I get at the swap meet, so that's kind of how that goes. We have another lamp here, same type as the other one, right there. I'm gonna But what I don't see is another top to the lamp. And I hope I didn't already throw it away. This box is older. It's called Smokeless Powders. It's a reloading kit, I believe. Yeah. And it's missing one, or it's missing 3. So I don't know if that's worth anything, but we'll check it out and go from there. Yeah, this one had a lot of ammo and repackaged ammo in it. This sounds like a lock. Yeah, this is a Slag lock, rekeyed with the keys in it. Don't know how much money that would be. That's probably a swap meet. Another reel. Let's see, heat seal, laminating pouches. That'll be swap meet. This is a Arista 11x14 matte board, black and white, 25 sheets. Don't know the value on that. They seem to be, I can't sell it like new because it's been damaged on the dinged on the corners. Age of the Gunfighter. Looks like a book on gunfighting. There was some Western stuff in this unit. Muzzle Loader's Handbook. This is probably like a how-to guide, first edition by Lehman. And another catalog for reshooters, probably buying their gear. Seems to be like more lock stuff. This is some razor blades. Probably can put those in the household use. Let's see. More Slag deadbolts. The owner liked to write on everything and say what it was. Seems to be pretty accurate so far. More locks. You can see in there. Alright. What is this? It seems to be another lock. So, lots of old locks, reused locks. We got a Leatherman here, or maybe a generic, I don't know. Let's see. I don't see any markings. It says stainless steel on it. This is probably generic. Leatherman's feel way better than this. This is very stiff. Probably a swap meet item. And an old mercury thermometer, it looks like. Just assuming it's mercury. I guess I gotta go figure out how to tell what kind of chemical is in it. And then just 2 more bolts. So I'll pause here and then clear the table and then we'll start on the next box. Alright, back. Did a quick recap. Sorry, I cut my head off on the first part of the clip, but that's how it goes. It's more important that you guys see the stuff that I'm pulling out than to see me. I did look up some things while I was away. These stainless steel reels, I saw a pack of 3 go for about $25. So if we can get enough of these, maybe we'll make a lot and put them up. It wasn't a fast seller, but they're small, so I like to sell things like that. This Brownie Target camera was selling for about $12 to $15. Nothing spectacular. We don't know if it works or anything, so we're probably just going to take that to the swap meet, let it go. This is a Lamplight Farms oil lamp base. This with the top there was going for about, I want to say $15. So probably going to take this to the market and just sell maybe the set here for like 8 and the other base for 5 and let it go. The sell-through rate wasn't hot, and I don't really want to ship it if I don't have to. This thing here is an old switch, so you can kind of just see, you can click like that, but it's an old plug, so whatever you probably wanted to switch on and off was plugged into here, and then you would use your foot. So probably some part of the photo process, or maybe gun making, leather making process, he used this. But it's about 10 to 12 bucks for one of those, and they make them newer models, mostly microphone equipment and different other applications. This is what's called a mini iron. They sell brand new for around 20 bucks. They don't sell through that well, so we're going to take it to the market. But that's a quick recap of the items, and we'll get into the next box. Alright guys, box number 2. It's like I said, it's a bunch of miscellaneous stuff, but let's go through it and see what we got. We got some lamp oil. Maybe we'll pair that at the swap meet with the oil lamps. Old hammer, a couple bucks at the swap. Let's see here. This looks like more of those reels, but they're plastic instead of stainless steel. And I think this has got a purpose, like a bath or something. Maybe you photographers in the chat could tell me if you process them in here in this container. So we'll look that up. It's a Coast Star. 2 35mm reels. Next we have a 2-way safe lamp, Kodak product. Let's make sure it's the same thing as what it says on the outside of the box. It looks to be the same thing. It's got a couple of attachments in there. Safe light filter, OC. So we'll look that up, we'll see what that's all about. First time finding that. It definitely looks older. Not that vintage does a lot of things for processing film that we no longer really use. Oh, please be the vase top for the other vase. That would be cool. I think it is. We got a second vase top. Alright. This is a bag I can't see through. I have no clue what this is. Looks like some type of photography thing. Let's see if we can work our way in. It's well wrapped. Use autographic film, some type of photography thing. It's definitely in not the greatest condition, but you can see it's got something, so we'll see. We'll look that up. See if there's any value there. This seems to be another reel holder. Yeah, there's 2 reels in here, like that. And this seems to be the reel case. Now, I saw some of the reels when I was looking them up. They had a case with them, and there was more value to that when they had the developing case with it. Okay, I remember this box. It said lenses on it, so I just didn't know what it meant, and I didn't have time to look them up, so we can look them up together today. This says 200mm Minolta lens. I think it's exactly what it said. is a camera lens for a Minolta camera. That's cool. We'll keep all that kind of packaging together since it was well wrapped for protection. This says 8 1/4 Xerox lens. No MNT something. Not sure what that means. Gotta be careful selling photography equipment if it's broke. You know, you're just gonna get a refund and an unhappy customer. So, but hopefully NMT means near mint and not something else. This does look to be in really good condition. Yep, 8 1/4 inch f/45 Xerox lens made in England by Rank Taylor Hobson. It's got a kind of a cool aperture thing in the middle. So I'll be interested to see what that goes for. We've already made our money back on this unit, so anything we make here is in the profit. But it's always nice to make your money back and some, because not only do you gotta make your dump fee back, you gotta make how much you paid for the storage locker back, and then you got your time sunk into it, and you want those to balance out to where you're making more than you would say at a minimum wage job, or more, right? Depending on how much you want to value your time. This says 3 1/2 inch de jour enlarger lens. F stops Av frozen. Not sure what that means. I did take photography class in high school, and we did use developing stuff, but I would say that was probably the last of a generation. I don't know if kids today are still doing photography like we used to. I grew up with a mother who definitely did photography and a darkroom, so I'm used to seeing the kind of equipment, but I never really messed around with it. Yeah, this looks really good. Seems to be some type of plate that you would put on something to get that mounted. So we'll look that up. Seems to be some type of ring here. I think these rings go with things like this that you would mount the photo lens on to take the photographs. So maybe they were setting them up in like a light box. I don't know. Probably wrong. So definitely well packaged. Try not to be too forceful here. Note to self to put scissors by me next time. If you're ever thinking about getting into reselling, or your significant other wants to get into reselling, just notice that I am in my dining room. My wife did not sign up for this when we got married. And it kind of takes over spaces if you don't have enough space to do it elsewhere. So just know that's part of the equation if you're agreeing to do this. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of space, but I would say this is rewarding. This looks broken on the inside. Definitely not like the others, so I'm probably going to list that as damaged. But yeah, it's a full investment of time, and the learning curve is steep. You got to research so much before you become valuable, where your time can be spent really minimally out hunting, bringing back items of value, because you still got to list it and prepare it. And if you don't know how to do that, that's the learning curve too, and it's a grind. So you really gotta love reselling and have the time. But I'll say, in order for me to full-time resell, if we were gonna get on that subject, which I think is a valid subject for most people that are wondering or debating, I have a full-time job. It brings me holidays, it brings me health insurance, 401k match at a certain percentage. So in order for me to want a full-time resell, I would need to be able to pay for all those things and make more money and not break my body down trying to do so much volume to achieve it. So at this point, I'm not good enough yet to make that kind of money. Maybe if I got into flipping high-end artwork or something of more value, I could get in that range. But right now, just on the small stuff, I kind of keep it as a side hustle, and it's fun. And I can do it when I have money, and when I don't, I just don't spend any money and wait till I get some money and go resell again. But that's the balance I do. This looks like a video camcorder. Let's see here. It's called a Video 8 Handycam. There's like a lens here that's partially open, partially closed, so I don't know if there's just a button to see if that works or not. But right now it doesn't look like it works. Seems to have, there's a Sony remote, and this is a Sony, so I'm assuming this is the remote that goes with the Handycam. Let's see if it has any other, doesn't seem to have any other pieces, so it's missing so far the back battery. I don't see any of that here. So hopefully we find it in the rest of the bin. And it's got to work in order to be of any value, because if it's broken with no value, then we just don't count it, right? Moving on to the next item. Seems to be another one of those photography things. It says use film number A116 on it. Color printing filter, safe light filter, glass, handle with care. We'll have to look those up. Oh, there's a really big bag here. Oh. Let's see what this is. Is this another camera? This is bad to have in your death pile, by the way. If you got lots of things worth money, you don't want them in your death pile. You want them on the market, on the shelves per se, for people to buy. This is a Kodak 8 movie camera, f1.9. Never seen one of these. Got some type of handle here where you reel it. So that's cool. There's way more in here. I think the Canon camera's in here. Now this I grew up with. My mom had a lot of these type of Canon cameras. So I'm used to these. I don't know if this one has any value. I'll have to look it up. But we're gonna also have to make sure it kind of works. And if you don't know how these things work, sometimes the best thing is YouTube. Just get on a channel with somebody who's really smart on cameras that shared some content and of how to test and make sure something works, and then follow the instructions. It's another camera. This bag's full of cameras. It's a good thing. I don't have high hopes for this camera. It's called a Kodak Advantix C470. I think it's a film-based. It's missing a battery. It's got some type of features on it. And then the film, I don't know if this is digital or not. But another thing to look up. Let's see, there's a bunch of accessories in here. It looks like lens, maybe it says 55 ND 2X clear 3.95, 55 NB 8X by Toshiba. So they probably go on the camera or something. I don't know if this is the front. It doesn't seem to fit. Alright, well, bunch of stuff to look up. Those are awesome finds in a $10 locker. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. So we are definitely looking all this camera equipment up. Another camera bag, but it's not got a camera in it. Seems to be empty. So Targus camera bag. We'll have to look that up, see if there's a There's a photo retouch colors kit. Sold for $6.55 back in the day at Webb's. Don't know how good that is or how it holds up over time, but I would say some of the things have broke here and they've spilled over time, so probably not going to sell that in eBay. Might end up having to take that to the household hazardous waste at the landfill and seeing what, letting them take care of that. Oh, this is a Sony battery. It looks like it might be the battery to the camera that I was looking for. So that's a positive. I think that's the back to the battery. So we'll pair that up, make sure it fits the Sony cam. But it might be just the charger, not the battery itself. Yeah, there's the battery itself. An MP77H battery. So now we have the battery, that's good. And then this looks to be video related, an RFU adapter. I'll have to see what that pairs to. Getting down to the bottom, this looks like a double pack of those stainless steel reels. Oh no, this is a single, but it's larger. So it's a different type. Laboratory grade, Prinz film. The other one said 35 millimeter. Oh, 220 reel. So there we go. Just a little bit different model. The rest is a lot of miscellaneous paintbrushes. Yeah, nothing of value. So what I'll do is I'll go away, I'll start researching this stuff, and I'll bring you back a little bit of the summary of what I found. Thanks for sharing this with me. If you've liked what you see so far, I want to share more of this content of the process with you over time. Please subscribe and like the video, comment, especially if you have expertise or curiosity about the process or what we're seeing. Share your knowledge on what I was looking at if I didn't have a clue. In the future, you know, if you have suggestions, you can message me with them or put them in the comments. I'll try to get camera angles and do things in a way that is interesting to you guys, because I'm going to do this anyway. Might as well film it. But let me know how you want to receive it, and I'll see you in a minute. All right, we're back. Did a little research on the different items that we plan on seeing if they have any value, and let me take you through it. So we had the Kodak 8 movie camera. This had about a 10% sell-through, and it sold for about $15. So we're gonna put that in the swap meet pile. It's going its way. Next we had a 8¼ inch Xerox lens. That was this one. It's $80. It was sold for $80. But I'll tell you, I'm not sure if it has all the pieces. I couldn't find this exact one. It could be anywhere between $40 and $200. $40 for parts, $200 was the highest price I saw, but I saw it sold for $80. So somewhere in there, we're gonna sell this, but we gotta make sure it's just all there and working. Let's see, the next one is the Minolta lens. This thing, I couldn't find one that looked like this, but they're all under $20 and not really worth looking up much further. So that's going to go in the Denios swap meet pile. Let's see, what do we got next? This De Jour 3.5 inch chromatar lens. There was no real sales on it, but it sold for $10 to $15. This one I'm probably going to let go to the swap meet. Next one kind of surprised me. It's called a Schneider Krevznach G Claron lens. Be on the lookout for this. Parts alone, I think this is $50 to $200, and it sells anywhere between $200 and $1,000. So I think this is the one I told you was broken, where you can kind of see the aperture on the inside. So I'm probably looking at $50 to maybe $100 for this one, but I know when I see that name in the future, I'm going to be looking for it. But we will go to list it as parts only. The next one is this unbranded lens. I couldn't find this anywhere to look it up to see what it was worth. It's an F6, but other than that, I had nothing else to identify it with, so that'll go in the Denios pile for resale. Let's see, next we have what they're called Nikkor 35mm stainless steel film developing tank with the 2 spindles in it. That was selling for $30, so not a bad little come up there. Next we had this Kodak 2-way, no, not that, that's this. Where is this one? Anyways, I can't find it on the list, but it's a Co-Star. This is also about $30, so that was another good one. I'm not sure why I didn't write it down. The Kodak 2-way safe lamp. This went for about $30 and it sells on the regular, so we'll go ahead and list that. Let's see, the Kodak camera. It's a Advantix C470, brand new in the case. Is like $20, so it's under that, probably $8. Definitely going in the swap meet pile. Then I have this Canon AE1 camera program, and it sells for about $270 with shipping. So not a bad little find here. We just got to make sure it works, but after that, with this lens that's already on it, it's going to sell for around $250 if everything's working and in order. So we are super stoked on that. Then I have this vintage Number 2A Kodak number 2A folding autographic brownie camera. This only goes for about 10 to 15 bucks. So we're gonna put it in the swap meet pile, let it go. The second one that looks just like it's called the Vintage Eastman Kodak A116 accordion camera, and it goes between 15 and 40 bucks as parts only. So I might actually go ahead and try to list this one, see if there's any interest out there. And then we had a bag full of the Sony Handycam. I had a battery, I put it on the charger, I connected it to it, it didn't really work. The shutter here is not working. So what I think, and you can hear something kind of rattling on the inside. So I think our Sony cam is going to be parts only. And you're probably looking at about 30 bucks for the parts on the Sony. So all in all, not a bad little lot for a $10 locker. I wouldn't say this always happens where you get stuff where even the parts only is some money. I'm just happy to find some type of equipment where it's not all landfill trash and somebody's kitchen cabinets put in boxes, put in the storage locker. So that's it for me today. I hope to see you guys on my next video. Always keep grinding, keep learning, have fun, and be kind. Bye.